I the asshole for refusing to allow my wife to host holiday dinner for my son and daughter-in-law when they disrespected her by not inviting her to their wedding? Yeah, I'm going to say no for this one, honestly, already. Just because that sounds wild. That sounds wild. And if you're hearing something in the background, it's my brother-in-law playing guitar. So, there's that. I am a 55-year-old male. My wife and I have been married for 10 years. I have a son with my ex-wife. I met my current wife 2 years after the divorce. My current wife is 35. My son was 15 when I met her. She has always tried to be good to my son, but him and his mother have always tried to cause problems. And that, really is probably the problem. His mom influencing him to be a bad person. But, obviously he's an adult now because he's getting married, or he's gotten married. So, yeah. Definitely not all her fault, but she's somewhat to blame at least. Alright, where did I leave off? She has always tried to be good to my son. So, his mother was jealous when I moved on from her after she divorced me. Yeah. It's always something like that. So she could have a chance with her new director in the hospital if she worked. Ew. That's wild, actually. That's so wild. When that didn't work out, she tried to come between me and my girlfriend, my then girlfriend, as she stated she wanted me back. Yeah, that is such a wild thing to do. Just, don't do that. Accept your shame, because at this point, it's definitely shame. That is so wild. That is so wild. I am telling you all this, I'm so sorry I'm reading so weird right now. I don't know what's happening. I'm telling you all this so you can understand the BS my current wife went through and why I won't allow this dinner to happen. When my son and his girlfriend decided to get married, they sent an invitation with just me on it. When I asked why my wife's name was not on there, my son said she didn't want her there. And I'm assuming that's his girlfriend, or wife, but his then girlfriend. Now my wife has spent money on my son. I'm assuming it's, okay, I think I read that wrong. Now, my wife has spent money on my son when he was a teenager and made it possible for me to give him things, he wanted at that time. She sacrificed things she wanted to do so that I could be there for him. That's really sweet, genuinely really sweet. When we got that invitation, my wife said it was perfectly fine and to go and have a great time. See, that is such a really, that's such a nice thing to do for your spouse, to, be okay, yeah, it's fine, it's your son, you have to go to his wedding. Yes. But why are you making her make that decision? Was he trying to provoke her or something and, try and make her seem, because she, honestly, I think that if she had felt some type of way about this, I don't think it would have been that big a deal, because I feel 10 years in this kid's life, and you've been nothing but nice to him, and he decides not to invite you to his wedding. I don't know. I know some people just don't get along, but she tries, it seems like. I don't know this relationship. I don't know why he hates her, or if he even does, if his mom puts him up to it or what. I mean, this man is almost well into his 30s at this point. Well, not into his 30s, but, they've been married for 10 years, almost 30, okay? He's either right in the middle of his 20s or he's almost 30. So, this just rubs me the wrong way. This guy's weird. I don't know. I don't even know if I made a point there. Sorry. Okay. Great. What did I read to? My wife said it was perfectly fine. Apparently turned that off. Did not know that was on. Okay. Anyways. Well, I went to the wedding. This was in April of this year, and my wife did her thing. Now, last week, my ex-wife informed me that she was going to go up to Tennessee for Christmas with her new boyfriend, and that if we wanted to host Christmas dinner for my son and his wife, she was fine with it. Now that's really weird. I feel like is it every other year, except for this one, it's only allowed to happen at her house? Like, what is up with that? Like, why would you say it like that? That is really, like, I'd be fine with it if you wanted to do it just this once. Like, okay, why do I need your permission, number one? And what? Like, that's so random. I said nothing because it's not any of her business, like, literally. My son asked me about it a few days later, and I told him that we will absolutely not host Christmas dinner at our house because my wife was not invited to their wedding, and she will not be used and disrespected in her own home, period. Exactly. This is, yes. But, like, also, this makes me think that this kid, this over 25-year-old kid, literally had his mom ask his dad if he could, like, do dinner at his house. Because, like, why did your mom bring it up before you did, if you didn't ask her to? I don't know. I mean, maybe she's weird like that. Maybe she just does that. But that's a little suspicious, if you ask me. I made it clear to him that this house is majority hers, as she got the loan and I pay the mortgage, just in case she tried to say this. I'm sorry, she. I keep reading this wrong. Just in case he tried to say this house was mine, or this was my house. He got upset and stated it was not fair to just exclude him and his new bride. Isn't that just, like, so fresh? What word am I looking for? Ironic? Yeah, that is so ironic, isn't it? I explained to him that I am making plans with my wife to go to a nice restaurant and have Christmas dinner. My wife's family lives out of state, and so does mine. My family, so it's not a big celebration. I told him he could spend Christmas with his wife's family for dinner, and that we had planned to just drop his and his wife's gifts off to them. My son called me a piece of SHRT and an asshole for not making his wife feel welcomed. Wow, that is rich. That is just rich. I think that's the word I was looking for. Rich. That is so ridiculous. Like, I feel like you should see some familiarity in this situation, no? Because you created it before, didn't you? And on a much larger scale. This is for Christmas dinner. Something that happens every single year. Something you can get redemption at. But you did this. Also, this is only literally just in response to something that you did, right? Two factors here that make this not so bad. But on the other hand, this twerp literally did not invite this lady to his wedding. After 10 years of knowing her, after 10 years of her being his stepmom, he didn't invite her to his wedding. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. At least, probably with this lady. You know what I mean? Like, if he ends up getting, like, remarried at any point, or, like, divorced and remarried at any point in his life, he still wouldn't have, like, I'm not wishing that. I'm not. Let me, like, knock on wood and stuff. But, like, it would still have been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with this one lady. You know what I mean? Like, to go to this wedding. So, I feel like you cannot do that and then get upset when your dad doesn't invite you to his house for Christmas dinner. That's weird. That's really weird. And also, it's not like he it's not like he only invited you to Christmas dinner and said your wife can't come. It's not that he's not making your wife welcome. He's not making any of you welcome because you're both, like, jerks. What? Like, this is weird. This is a tantrum, is what it is. Where did I leave it? I reminded him that he never made mine feel welcomed either, and not inviting her to the wedding was the icing on the cake. I don't know if I read that already, but I'll continue. I'm not choosing my wife over my son. I am demanding respect for her in her own home, and I feel justified. You should, because your son is weird as heck. However, my son told his crazy mother, and she has been harassing my wife on the phone about how she has broken my son's family. Whoa. Maybe, I think the mother and the son have an issue with realizing that everything they say about someone else happens to reflect on them. Because, like, this lady literally broke up her son's family because she wanted to go date some guy at a hospital. What? And then she's gonna tell this new wife of her ex-husband, who she left, by the way, that she's breaking up the son's family because she's not hosting a dinner at her house. Girly pop, you need some serious mental help. Go to therapy. Go to therapy, because what is happening? What is happening? I called her to remind her that she was trying to... First of all, why does she even have her number? If you hated her this entire time, why do you have her number? Throw it away. Throw it away. If all you have somebody's number for is to harass them, please delete it. Delete it off your phone. You're so weird. I called her to remind her that she was trying to have an affair when we were married and divorced me. Thank you. Thank you. You should, as you should. Now my son won't speak to me. I don't think that's a loss. Your son is just as dumb as your ex-wife. I'm gonna be so real. These people have no common sense, no logic. There's no logic there. Like, what is going on? What is going on? Why are you upset? You're the one who caused the issue. Like, what is happening? I'm so sorry. I keep repeating myself, but, like, I'm so dumbfounded, so baffled right now. That's like if you were to, like, like, okay. I'm gonna come up with a ridiculous analogy or like way to describe this right now, okay? Like, let me think, like, if you were to kick someone in the shin, right? And then they ended up needing stitches or something, right? Because apparently the toes of your boots were really hard or something. They were like work boots, whatever. They needed stitches. And then they asked, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna stop it there because I don't think I know what I'm talking about. Let's continue. Now my son won't speak to me. My current wife said she appreciated me standing up for her, but would like to see me mend... What? Would like to see me mend my relationship? Oh my gosh. No, your new wife is so sweet. She's a people pleaser. Please don't stop. You're doing the right thing, and she needs to learn to stand up for herself and not let people walk all over her, because it seems like that's what she'd do if you were not there. First original comment says, not the arsehole. And you have set boundaries and you should keep them. If he wants to make it up and be nice to his stepmom, he and his new wife can host dinner and invite you both. That would be an acceptable olive branch. Otherwise, I would hold my ground. Your current wife must be a saint, because I would not be buying presents for someone who continues to disrespect me. No, literally. She seems so sweet from what I've read here. Like, I know nothing about these people. I couldn't, like, be further from this story, but from what I'm reading, she is so sweet. Like, what? How do you hate someone like that? Like, what is going on in your head? Like, I just don't. Anyways, someone responding to that said, she is one of a kind and she has been there when things got rough and always found a way to get through it. Oh, is this OP? Is it? I think so. I could be wrong. Because the top, like, the username is deleted. So I'm assuming it's OP because the same thing is, like, for, like, the post username. So, alright, anyways. She's one of a kind, and she has been there when things got rough and always found a way to get through it. She has forgiven people for the cruelest acts. Yeah, already knew that. She just seems too good. And it's time she has someone to stand up for her. Oh, that's so sweet. No, literally, thank you. Thank you for being one of those people who can do that. I love that. I love that for you guys. I can't think of a better person. When I met her family before our wedding, her entire family is like her. I hope they don't let people walk over them, because it seems like she might do that. And I hope they don't all have that. And they were loved by everyone in their small town. They are good-hearted people, and my wife came from a poor family, but their hearts are as big as the ocean. Will do anything for you. Oh my gosh. That is so sweet. That, like, that makes me hate the other people in this situation even more. The son and the ex-wife. No. No. Like, gross. Someone responding to that said, "You are both invited to come to my house for Christmas if you're willing to fly to Germany." Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Responding to that, someone said, "As a wife that was mistreated by my in-laws for years without a word from my husband until recently." Oh, ew. I don't like that. Thank you for loving her well and creating boundaries for those who don't. It took my husband way too long to grow a backbone, and so much damage was done in the meantime. Yeah, that's, like, unacceptable, actually. My dad, this is another one. Responding to that, my dad never stood up to his family, and the extended family is not as close as it could or should be because of it. Drawing those lines in the sand can benefit generations to come. I think that was also OP. Okay, let's find another original comment. Another. Where are you? Wherefore art thou? Original comment. Come to me. Where are you at? Okay, this one's another original. Not the Ursula. You and your wife need to block your ex. No, literally. No reason to ever speak with her or listen to her BS. Your son made his bed, and now he can sleep in it. I agree with you 100%. Stick by your wife. Tell your son he behaved in a manner that he needs to rectify. No, literally. No, literally. Speaking, I'm so sorry. Replying to that, or responding to that, someone said, "Totally agree. Obi and his wife need to block the ex-wife, especially since they're not raising a child together anymore." No, yeah. Like, when I was asking the question before, like, why does she even have her number? Like, it kind of dawned on me, like, yeah, they were raising a kid together. But at the same time, the kid was 15. Like, what did you need to know about him from his stepwife? Maybe like transportation, whatever. Like, okay. But after the age of whatever, you don't need her number. Especially if you're just gonna harass her. Right? Like, you don't. And this man is almost 30, so I think you can get rid of her number now. He's an adult. There is no reason. Oh, I think I already read that. Okay, responding to that, someone said, "This, your son is a grown-ass married man. Neither you nor your wife have to tolerate her jealousy anymore for family's sake." Yeah. Responding to that, someone said, "She's controlling and thinks she's still in charge of the family she's abandoned. Cut her off, not the arsenal." Yeah, that's another thing. She did not just abandon OP, she abandoned her son too for, like, a random dude. And, like, he may not have been random to her because, like, they work together or whatever, but I don't know. This is just a weird situation. Like, not even all that. It's like there's no grayness in this situation. It's just there's two very wrong people, and three actually, because of the new wife of the son. There's three very wrong people in this situation, and they're all thinking that they're right for some reason. It's very weird. Anyways, new original comment. They sound like a bunch of entitled idiots. It's hard to mend relationships with people like that. Yeah, honestly, I would say impossible. I would never, like, what are they going to do in the future if this is what they do over Christmas dinner, while they're adults and can do it themselves, like, can do it at their house themselves? Like, what? This is OP, I think. "My son is very entitled, and this is exactly what he needs to learn. You do not treat people the way he does and expect them to be nice to him." Yeah, no, literally, that's weird. I think the same person who made the original comment responded again and said, "They probably don't even want to mend anything, just use your house and your hosting so they don't have to worry about doing anything for Christmas." Yeah, that's what it seems like. Celebrate how you want and don't feel guilty about it. Yep. And OP responded again, "Exactly that, and I don't want my wife to get her hopes up and them break it after she goes all out for them, because she will. That's who she is." First of all, I love OP. Like, you're so nice. Like, so sweet. Like, I love them. I love OP. I love his wife. I don't know them at all. I know nothing about them except for the fact that they're in a bad situation with Opie's family. But I love them so much. They just like taking care of each other. And then someone else responded, "This comment makes you not the asshole. You aren't striking back at your son. You're protecting your wife from having her heart broken again. There is no mention of your son wanting a fresh start with your wife. You may want to be sure his wife knows this is not about her at all. Merry Christmas." Nah, I'm assuming that his wife is part of the problem. I could be wrong in that because I don't think OP had direct contact with his wife to know, like, whether or not she really did share that sentiment. But if she knows anything about this and she's, like, in on it, that would make me feel grody. That I feel like, I don't know. But, you know, there is always that chance that the wife does not know anything. A very slight, very small chance. Because it's a whole, like, how do you not notice that your father-in-law's wife is not, invited to your wedding? How do you not notice that? I feel like she's in on it. I don't see many reasons why she would not know about it. Responding to that, someone said, "Exactly, OP, you were doing it as tough love for your son. Your wife might not need the protection in her mind, but your son needs the tough love. It's really in a strong sense not about your wife at all. It's about your son, his outlook, and your relationship with him and his character. No one else is his father. He needs a life lesson." Yeah, even if he is almost 30, he does need to learn that. So yeah, that's pretty smart. And I feel like if he doesn't learn that, no, like, there's just gonna be a cycle of kids just like your ex-wife in your family, and you will not be able to vibe with any of your grandkids ever. If y'all don't cut each other off at some point, and you know there won't be any contact anyway. But I don't know. I'm just saying, this is a weird situation, and I feel so bad. Like, this is so, like, such a pointless situation to be put in. Like, I know this has to be so frustrating, because, like, there was no reason for them to be doing this. Like, this could have been a beautifully blended family, because this lady is, like, super sweet. The OP's new wife, well, not new, they've been married for like 10 years apparently, but like geez, seriously. Anyways, someone responding to that said, "Block your ex's number and tell your wife to do the same. Neither of you need to be in contact with her anymore for any reason. Tell your son that just because he's chosen not to be accountable for his hurtful decisions / actions doesn't mean others won't hold him accountable. You're not a resource to be used when wanted. He is an adult who made an adult decision, and the consequences are on him. Explain to your wife that none of this is her fault. It's not on her to try to fix anything, and she didn't break anything. That your son is facing the consequences for a long-running series of actions." Alright, let's find one more original comment. "Not the asshole. Kudos to you for standing up for your wife and what is right. Your son is an adult with a wife of his own now. I guess it's time he learned finally that actions have consequences." Yeah. Someone else responding to that said, "OP should ask his son what he would do if he was invited to his best friend's wedding, but his friend specifically said that while others are allowed to bring a +1, he will not allow your wife to come for no particular reason. Then said best friend asks to come to your place for Christmas dinner." Yeah, I mean, that would be a pretty good analogy. And then someone responding to that said, "I mean, she decided on the guest list as well, right? And would have to be, I can't read, and would have to have been, okay, well aware what a massive slight it is not to invite the wife of your partner's father, right? Like, of course she's also at fault. Anybody with more vision than Stevie Wonder, oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Could have told you a pretty dumb decision like that was going to rip the family apart in the future. Yeah, I guess so. Responding to that, someone said, I do think she's also at fault, but I also think that if she'd brought up any concerns to Opie's son, he would have fed her the same lines that his mother fed him. Maybe, honestly. It might not have worked if she was more curious and called Opie, as I probably would have done. But if she just takes her fiance's word at face value, I understand why she'd agree to it. I mean, maybe. OP's, what is it? OP said that he met his wife 2 years after the divorce of his ex, right? And at the time that he met his new wife, his son was, or, you know, at the time of them being married, whatever, his son was 15, right? So that means that he got a divorce while his son was 13. So they got a divorce when he was 13. So that lady was able to hide the fact that she was crazy. Or maybe she was like, they knew about it and they were trying to work it out or whatever. But that lady was able to keep that man for 13 years. I bet you her son is pretty similar. And he's going to be able to manipulate this lady if she doesn't already know about it. I mean, but it's a little hard to like to agree that to think that she would not know. You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem plausible. But anyways, that's the last one that I'm gonna read. Thank you for watching. You'll catch me later. Bye.